Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off, presented by Banter. Woo!
We're setting records tonight, boys.
It
is
1:14
in the records tonight.
If we don't set a record for the most downloads in the first 24 hours of a recaps episode,
I'm gonna be pissed.
We are not. We're just going to shut down the pod.
Ooh, let's not promise that.
Let's not do that.
It's 1:15 in the morning.
No, we already set a record. We already set a record.
This is our job.
We already set a record. We're here starting at our earliest or latest
tired.
start time.
We're all tired.
Raise your hand if your team sucks.
All of us raised our hand
if your team won yesterday.
Adam is the only one with his hand up.
Raise your hand if your team's 2-3.
All of our hands are up.
Raise your hand if your team's a fraud 2-3.
Define that. My team's ass. Yeah, my team's just
however
ass.
you want to define.
My team should not be 2-3.
Hey, however you
So
want to
then
define.
No, we should be better.
Okay, I'll keep my hand down. My team sucks.
We should be worse.
And you're right where you should.
The Jets are going to be 8-9.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got a great episode. We actually do have a fun episode.
It is
I know
a good
it's 12:15.
episode.
We just wrapped up watching Steelers, Cowboys. Congrats to the Cowboys.
It was a good game.
Yeah,
it
turned out being a way better game.
How about
than
that little
I thought it
live
was gonna
bet?
be.
No one tailed me. I think plus 210 right at the end.
I think Adam did.
I didn't. I had two.
I already had
lost
money
a lot
on
of
the
money.
Steelers, so I wasn't about to do that.
Yeah, fair.
Pat, you almost if you were tuning into the live stream, Pat almost died on the live stream.
I just had I traveled all day. And then I showed up to the live stream, felt fine, and then just got hit with the meanest heat flash out of nowhere.
Thought you were gonna pass out.
Had to get horizontal, and then a combination of water, Tylenol, and Miss Vicky's chips brought me back to life.
Sponsor us, Miss Vicky's.
I love the Miss
By the way, I
Vicky's
would love
chips.
that.
Miss
That'd be
Vicky's
fun.
literally
good
saved
chips.
Pat's life.
All right.
Such good chips.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. You look better.
I feel better.
You were
very pale.
actually very pale.
I did not feel good.
What's the rundown?
All right, we got a great episode today to talk about. We're going to do 2-minute drill. A lot of people have been saying they like the 2-minute drill, so we're going to keep doing the 2-minute drill. We're going to rank the 2 and 3 teams in the NFL. We're also going to rank the 1-win teams because there's a lot of parity going on in the NFL season. We're going to also do quarter season superlatives. I know that's something we normally would do on the cafeteria episode, but we're going to do it differently today. I think it's a fun way to recap. Yeah, it's a little
We need
fun.
to bring the vibes, man.
Yeah, I also want to talk about the Bengals. Bengals are a bad fucking football team right now.
I disagree.
I'm just going off what Jack wrote.
I'm just saying.
Commanders are winning the NFC East. We're going to talk Bills, Texans. Bears would be Super Bowl contenders with Jaden Daniels. We also have to talk about the one thing in the NFL that it has happened, and it's never happened. I can't confirm ever, but just for the sake of
It's been
the
a
NFL,
while.
it's been a while.
Well, it's definitely happened at one point. I know that.
It's
back
definitely
in the day.
happened at one point, yes.
It's been a while.
And then we're going to wrap it up and have a great show. So let's get into the episode.
Let's do it.
Before we jump into the 2-minute drill, I want to talk about 1000X payouts on better picks. Man,
Someone hit one today.
someone hit one today.
10 into 10K.
I
Just
mean,
like that.
It's
Insane.
that's Hollywood makes movies about that.
Just like
that's
that.
literally what it's for. It's so
Life-changing,
easy.
bro.
All you need is 4 boosted plays and an 8-man lineup. So make sure to download Better, play Better Picks, use promo code CAPS off when you do. Join the 1000X winners. I mean, we have people hitting this every single week.
Join the
could
Better
be you.
Discord. There's picks galore in that
Yeah.
thing.
I can't wait to be back in there tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
I've been gone for a few days.
All right.
I'll return to my kingdom.
Is it time?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Is it time?
Yep.
All right. Do you have the timer up? 2 minutes on the clock. I'm going to go and pull up the ESPN quickly. Give me a second. Oh, boy. It's time. The 2-minute drill. Woo! That means 2 minutes, not 1 minute, not a minute and 30 seconds, not 40 seconds. 2 minutes.
Teed up.
Okay, here we go. 2-minute drill, week 5. Going through every single NFL game in 2 minutes or less. Ready? Starting with Thursday Night Football, Bucks Falcons.
Kirk Cousins is so fucking back, man.
was
What a primetime game. We asked, they delivered.
Should have had more fantasy points at 500 yards.
Yes.
Dolphins Pats. Hey, we're back.
I should have bet the under. What am I doing?
Hey, we're 2 and 3. Niners are 2 and 3. We're
Tough
good.
game to watch.
Jets Vikings. The Vikings are officially contenders. I learned that.
Yeah,
from
when
this
you
game.
can lose an ugly game like that, good.
Fold the team. I don't want to watch the Jets play football
Ravens
anymore.
Bengals. Hey, apologies to the Ravens. I said they can't throw the ball. They threw the fucking
Game of the day.
Yeah, that
Such a
was good.
sick game, and yeah, I was right. You were wrong. Say it again.
I was wrong. You were right.
Yep.
Colts Jags.
The game of the day number 2.
I don't think we should say a single thing besides thank you, the Indianapolis Colts social media team, for coming into our TikTok live.
I think the Dolphins should also be saying, why the hell was Joe Flacco not our backup quarterback?
Okay, we
Alec
say that about
Pierce.
any backup.
Joe Flacco's so sick. He had a 22-yard run. It was so
Browns, USSR.
cool. Wow, Deshaun Watson is so bad.
Wow.
The Commanders are like actually kind of legit.
Time
They're
to
the
bench.
definition
Yeah.
of legit.
Commanders got to go get Devontae Adams. Bills Texans.
Another great game. Another great game.
Josh
Horrible
Allen-
clock management
What
at the end
were
of
the
the game.
Bills doing?
Josh-
What were the Bills doing?
You can't
What were the
Josh
Bills
Allen
doing?
concussions. Josh Allen concussions.
Also
Panthers
so
Bears.
concussed.
Panthers Bears.
This is what we were hoping the Bears offense would look like.
Caleb Williams, dude, he looks good. The Bears at home might be the best team in football.
Raiders Broncos. How we doing on clock?
Broncos are nice.
I don't believe in the Broncos. It's Aiden O'Connell season in Las Vegas, though.
Congrats
I
on that.
told you so.
What?
I said the Broncos.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Cardinals, Niners. Sorry, Jack. You guys suck.
Well, you kind of need a kicker more than you think.
First ever kicker to have a high ankle sprain.
Crazy shit.
Yeah, no, Niners are frauds.
Packers, Rams.
I'm good one for the Pack. I don't know.
I mean, I
Who cares?
spent
didn't
all
watch
our
that game.
fab on Dontavia Wicks, and he didn't do shit, so that's fun.
Yeah.
Giants, Seahawks.
Giants are sneaky good. Their offense is fun. I love Daniel Jones.
And without Malik.
The Seahawks defense is bad.
So bad.
And last but not least, Cowboys, Steelers.
I think both teams are who we thought they were.
I think this proves that the Cowboys are not contenders.
Really? But they beat a 3-1 good team.
That's time.
Hey, that was good.
That was good.
Right on the clock.
Yeah.
That was great, guys. Good job.
We're always like right on it, man.
We are pretty dialed in.
Cowboys, Steelers. High level thoughts? Anything?
I took away from that the Cowboys are a pretty good football team. I don't think they're a contender, but I think they're going to be a playoff team. They're a tough team to play, and the Steelers are not good.
Adam, you said it though. I feel like the reason that I say the reason that I say the Cowboys aren't contenders is because that they lack an identity.
Yes.
You don't know, like in past offenses with the Cowboys, you know exactly what you're going to get, and they're going to be really fucking good at it. It doesn't seem like, do they want to run the ball? Do they not? You don't know each week, and their lack of success running the ball means therefore like Dak's gonna have to force some shit.
I think they're starting to realize they got a piece in Rico Dowdle. They like finally started to give him the ball a little more. I'll kick it over to Adam. I don't want to take the shine away from Adam. I'll let you do it, but he looked really good.
Mike! Hey, Mike! McCarth, bitch! Rico Dowdle's your answer. There's your identity. Run the fucking rock. Let CD cook.
I was dumbfounded when I saw Ezekiel Elliott late in the fourth quarter getting a 3rd-and-1 carry. He got the first down. Barely. Why are you giving this guy important touches?
If the Dallas Cowboys decide to create their identity off of a little bit more of a ground and pound, even though the offensive line is not as strong,
you need a balanced offense.
Very similar to the Chargers, right? Where they're going to run a lot more and then drop back, and they don't really have anyone to throw to. But we've seen, like in today's NFL, with these two high safeties that everyone's bitching about, and it's not as pass heavy. That's how you can win. And the Cowboys might have something. Also, the Dallas Cowboys should go get Travis Etienne. I love Rico Dowdle. I saw one Twitter thread that said Travis Etienne might be on the trade block and the Cowboys might go for him.
I hate that.
I'm going to believe that.
Perfect fit.
Great fit.
Rico Dowdle's going to get you 5 yards every time he touches the rock. He makes that first guy miss every single time. He's slippery.
Yeah.
I'm a big Dowdle fan, too.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yep.
I take that
you're
very
right. Good call.
to heart. Thank you.
It just took a little longer for it to develop.
Some things take some time to marinate.
The best things come to those who wait.
Exactly.
I also just don't think they're the Cowboys defense doesn't do anything for me this year either.
I do want to say though, we were the Cowboys obviously are 3-2, but they were very close to being 2-3. And I think when I look back on Week 5, I think of the 2-3 teams. Like there are a lot of 2-3 teams.
8 or 9.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Wow. Now, granted,
2-3 teams.
the Saints are 2-3 if they lose.
This is considering.
We are going to assume that the Saints lose.
I like that assumption.
In Arrowhead.
That didn't go over poorly for us last time.
Well, I would love that because I actually need the Saints to do stuff in fantasy.
I would love for the Chiefs
Me too.
to
I would
lose.
love for the Saints to win.
I would like for us to rank the 2-3 teams right now, and we are going to say the Saints lose because that can't age any poorly. Then
there's no way that they lose.
Great sentence.
Or there's no way that they beat the Chiefs.
Are we going best to worst or worst to best?
Let's do best to worst.
Best to worst. That'll be easier for us.
So the
to
2-3 teams right now, including the Saints, will be the Jets, the Dolphins, the Raiders, the Colts, the Giants, the Cardinals, and the 49ers.
And the Saints.
And the Saints, of course.
Yeah.
Who's the best team? Who's the best 2-3 team?
It's easily the 49ers.
It is the 49ers.
Yeah,
I'm not going to argue on that.
No question.
But you guys play who next week? Isn't it a good game?
We play Seahawks in Seattle Thursday
on Thursday,
night football.
short week. If you lose that game, how much are you freaking out?
Oh, I'm hammering the panic button.
Yeah.
I'll be freaking the fuck out if we lose that.
I kind of hope you lose. I want to see it. I want to see
it. Not from like a friendship standpoint, but just like what does the
curiosity standpoint.
No, you got. By the way, I know you guys are like good friends because you want to see me fail.
Yeah,
that's like you're not that close to someone. You're like, oh, I really hope your team does well. That's not
growth.
How it
Curiosity,
yeah. Pressure creates diamonds. Who's number 2?
Number 2,
I think it's the Jets.
I as much as if you were in the live stream, I was shitting on the Jets.
It's still the Jets.
It's still the Jets. We're still like just looking at this list. None of these other teams really make me think they could make a playoff push. The Jets,
they're, like maybe the Giants are safe.
The Jets, and you guys are gonna be like, shut the fuck up. But like they could be 4-1. They could have easily won this Vikings game. Like they had a chance to win. They should have beat the Broncos. That was a very winnable game, and they could be 4-1. But they're the Jets, so they make stupid mistakes. So they're still a bad bad team, but
There is
a
significant gap between the Niners and Jets.
Yeah, as happy as it makes me to see the Jets lose, I think what we have to factor in with the Jets is that they didn't have an entire season really to find their footing. Like obviously Aaron Rodgers
we're figuring it out.
Aaron Rodgers went down 4 plays in last season. Garrett Wilson looked like the Garrett Wilson we expected. 22 targets, though?
That's crazy.
Insane.
That's ridiculous.
I knew he had 13 catches, but 22 targets. Jesus Christmas.
I think number 3 is actually
I think it's the Giants.
I think it's the Saints if they're on this list.
I think it's.
I also might say the Cardinals, honestly.
I was considering that too.
I'm putting the Saints above the Cardinals.
I don't know, actually.
Like, they started out hot and have been bad these last 2 weeks.
Have they been bad or have they been?
They've been.
Yeah,
they've just been.
I think Cardinals actually. Now that I look,
Cardinals have had flashes, and the same way that we put a lot of stock into the Vikings beating the Niners is the same way that going into Levi's plural, going into Brett Favre's is impressive. He was that was Wrangler.
He's Wrangler. Yeah. Not a good reference.
L.
Then so Saints 4.
So we're going Cardinals 3, Saints 4. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and then I think it's the Giants.
Yeah,
I think it's the Dolphins still.
No, the Giants would beat the bricks off
the Giants would beat the piss out of the Dolphins
I'm assuming
right now.
that too is.
But that's not the case. We're ranking 2 and 3 teams right now.
I would put the Dolphins over the Cardinals and the Saints if Tua was healthy, but he's not.
That's fair.
But the Giants that they played, you guys would beat the.
Yeah, I'm taking the Giants.
I actually might put the Colts.
No, I think the Giants beat.
I think the Colts with Joe Flacco is a better team than the Colts with Anthony Richardson. I think we've seen that offense can put up fucking points. They didn't have Jonathan Taylor, and Trey Sermon looked good. Trey Sermon has never looked good outside of being at Ohio State.
I mean, the Giants didn't have Malik Neighbors this week or Devin Singletary, and they just went into Seattle.
But I think it's impressive to go into Seattle, but I also think Seattle is more fraudulent.
I mean, the Colts went into Jacksonville
and lost to a
gave up 37
Jaguars
points.
Team.
It's the Giants.
Two to one. You just don't want to admit the Giants are better than people thought they were.
It's the Giants.
And then it's the Colts.
Then it's the Colts. Then it's the Raiders. And then it's the Dolphins.
I still think the Dolphins over the Raiders.
Dude, no. It's still the Dolphins are comically awful on offense right now.
The Dolphins right now are so bad.
You are comically inept.
I want to throw
offense.
you a bone, but I can't. This is not the bone for you.
Finishing off the list, it's Raiders, Dolphins.
Yeah.
It's Colts, Raiders, Dolphins.
No bones.
No bone to be thrown.
No bones here.
You guys suck. And I'm pissed. I'm pissed that the Jets don't play the Dolphins till like the last 6 weeks.
You want to know what's funny though?
So Tua's going to be fully healthy.
It does not matter that the Dolphins suck right now because the Dolphins are in motion right now. The Dolphins plan, the Dolphins theory, it's happening exactly how it was supposed to happen. Everything is as it should have been.
Also, one quick final thought on the 2 and 3 things. I think out of the three of us, am panicking the most with my 2 and 3 teams.
We can get into that. Yeah. We could definitely.
You might as well get into it now. We're all 2 and 3.
Can we wait?
Do you want to make it its own thing?
Just want to do
what's your theory? Please.
You've been very much a part of it. I feel that the Dolphins. There's always been a plan. There's always been a plan for Tua to come back at some point.
I thought the plan was for you guys to. You were from the future, and they were going to be the 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah, well, plans sometimes change a little bit, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's still possible when the Chiefs lose to the Saints.
Mm-hmm. So the Saints aren't on this list?
Yeah, no, look, all I needed, I said this and I posted this before, that at some point I think Tua was going to come back either against Buffalo or afterwards, but Tua was going to come back and the Dolphins were going to start slow and finish fast, unlike they haven't done in the last 2 years. And frankly, going into week 5, we're according to plan right now. You want to know why?
Oh, really?
Because at first, and I credit some dude on Twitter, I don't remember his name on Twitter, but I credited, I screenshotted it, I posted it on my Instagram. We needed the Jets to lose to the Vikings. Check. That happened.
Yep.
Then we needed the Bills to lose to the Texans. Check. That happened. Now we need the Dolphins to win. Check. That happened.
Okay.
But you also need to win next week.
Yes. Hold on. I'm not there yet. Don't ruin my thunder. Who would I play?
Who do you play next week?
We play the Colts. We play the Colts for
winnable game?
In Indianapolis. Hold on. We've said all along that the Dolphins need to go 2-2 with Tua being out. And these last 2 games have been terrible prior to playing New England. The rock bottom. But we still have the same record as the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah,
we're 2-3. And at the end of the day, all it is about winning games. Who do the Jets play next week?
The Jets play the Bills on Monday night,
The Jets play the Buffalo Bills. When the Dolphins become the biggest supporters of the New York Jets to go beat the Buffalo Bills, the AFC East will be 3-3 for the Jets, 3-3 for the Buffalo Bills, and 3-3 for the Miami Dolphins when they beat the Indianapolis Colts, and it's a 0-0 ball game. We are going.
You're asking for.
Adam, there is a wrench in your plan. That's the fact that you think you're going to beat the Colts and Indy.
We are going to beat. I don't think.
What from you've seen the last 3 weeks makes you think that?
Your offense is so fucking awful.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly
You guys
why.
just beat the Patriots, bro. You're acting like you beat the...
And the Patriots beat the Bengals.
And you beat the Patriots by a heel. Like, if
the
Jalen
Bengals-
Polk's heel is in.
Uh-huh.
Also, that's a stupid fucking rule that I just learned.
Yeah, it is a stupid rule. It is a stupid rule. I agree.
Like, they were on the broadcast of like, oh, he only got his toe down. And I was like, what?
Isn't that exactly what you need?
What's a toe tap catch?
Hold on. It is ridiculous. But the Dolphins were falling out. The Dolphins needed a stopgap. They needed to fucking, what's Flex Seal, right? Close that fucking water spout that was spilling out.
You got done what you needed to get done.
They got to win. I think the confidence starts to build again. Holy shit, we might. Okay, look what worked. They stuck to the ground game, and they ran for like 170 yards. That was the first time I've never even seen Mike McDaniel commit to the ground. They got nothing else.
It's about their only option.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but that's the point. Stick to the fucking ground game. So the reason I believe that the Dolphins are going to beat the Colts is because they finally found something that worked. The Dolphins are going to be 2-2 without Tua. The AFC East is going to be 3-3.
I'm taking Colts spread. That
wouldn't hurt the theory.
The Colts run defense isn't good, but I'm taking Colts spread and whatever.
Whatever. The Dolphins plan is in motion right now. And right now we're doing well. We are checking out.
If this all happens and you're 3-3 and then Tua, would he come back the week after that potentially?
Yeah, I think so. Because we'd be on a bye.
Yeah, then you might be cooking.
Dolphins 3-3. Hey, once he's still alive, Everest. Not going to see you soon.
Yep. He probably still got to go back.
Hey, we're good.
Didn't you book the trip?
Optimism. Just in case.
Is that refundable?
Can we... What?
I said, is that refundable?
I don't think so.
It doesn't.
He signed up. He signed up for the marathon.
We're going to be all right. Dolphins going to be fine. We're going to be fine. I hope so. Fuck. Give me something. You want to talk panic?
Oh, yeah. I do want to talk panic. So I'm a Jets fan. You're a Niners fan. You're a Dolphins fan. We're all 2-3. I am far and away the one that's panicking the most out of the three of us, and I would like to tell you why.
I think you're the only one that should panic out of the three of us, too.
I don't agree. You know I'm not agreeing with you.
I again think that's stupid. So you shouldn't be panicking because you have an excuse. Tua Tagovailoa is hurt. You can point to all your problems saying Tua's down. We're just got to scrape by. Hopefully we're 2-4 by the time he comes back.
No.
You're still in striking distance. You have no reason to panic. Your starting quarterback's hurt.
Can I disagree or you want me to keep letting you go?
Nope. I'm going to keep going. Okay. You aren't panicking because you're the 49ers. You're still an incredible football team. You have no reason to Christian McCaffrey's hurt. I don't know if he's going to come back. Actually, that is a bit of a reason to panic.
Well, I think if we keep losing, then he's going to come back.
Yeah. I don't know. You're panicking big time if you lose next week, but you're still the 49ers. Everything's going just right for the Jets except the football. Like all of our players are healthy. Everyone is available. There's nothing to point to except for the fact that we suck. Like we're just the Jets.
Yeah.
We just can't win. It's an embarrassment from top to bottom. Robert Saleh is the worst coach in the NFL.
Yeah, you were saying on the sidelines, what does he do?
He just walks around with his arms crossed, just nodding, looking angry, and then over celebrating when we make a good play, doing nothing to adjust in game.
Glorified cheerleader?
That's being too nice to him. He's a glorified observer. He's a glorified observer of the game who has a headset on that looks busy. I hate him.
Do you think it's connected to anything?
No, it's literally just like he's playing like Viva La Vida in his head. It's just like dun, doing fucking nothing.
Oh, good song.
Great song. Aaron Rodgers hates the fact that he's a New York Jet. Hates the fact that he has to trot out there every time. Yeah. There were so many times he looked over to the sideline and like he was trying to get a play and he just looked so pissed. And it's just no matter how hard we try,
he was in a winning organization his whole career with the Packers.
He doesn't know what it's like to try to build a winner.
And not just build a winner, build it with the Jets.
Okay, but he's part of the problem.
Yeah, big time part of the problem.
Can we go back to the initial question though?
Yes. Why do you think you're panicking more than me?
The reason I think that Dolphins fans are panicking more than Jets fans is because you still have Aaron Rodgers, you still have talent. What Dolphins fans have noticed is that all this time, every single person in the media was just, it's Tua has the weapons, Mike McDaniel's making him, and what happens? Tua goes down, and it could not be polar opposite.
That's why.
What
happens? Mike McDaniel now does not have a quarterback, did not prioritize having a backup quarterback, and now the offense is nothing without Tua. So we're attached to a quarterback that has handicapped our ceiling for the last 2 years.
But he's your quarterback.
But you know that you have a good quarterback.
But I don't know that by Tua coming back, it masks enough of the problems that are being exposed with Mike McDaniel not having Tua.
Okay, but my quarterback is here and sucking.
Yes, but this is like, I view your first couple of weeks as your preseason, the time that you never got to build the actual chemistry, the time that you never had. It doesn't matter. There's another fucking 12 weeks. There's a lot of time left in football.
After next week, we're a third of the way done with the season.
Okay, and it doesn't.
We could be 2-4.
You could be 3-3
or 2-4.
I hope for my sake.
I hate being a Jets fan. I don't want to do it anymore.
I understand. Jets fans are panicking because the expectation was that they are going to be 4-1.
No, I wanted to be 3-2. I wanted to be 3-2.
Okay, but You're right there by minus a fucking game.
Yeah, I know.
Like, it's not that doom and gloom. Like, we're talking about Dolphins
No, it's
fans
doom and gloom.
where before yesterday, Dolphins were literally 0-2. We got our shit kicked out of us by the Bills, and like, it was rock bottom. Fire Mike, fire Greer, let everyone go trade Tyreek. They win one fucking game. We're like, oh, maybe something's there.
Exactly.
It's week
That's
to
all
week.
you needed. You only needed this one little win.
But you have the 2-3 record. We all have the 2-3 record. You're like, oh, we have a sliver of hope. Pat is severely depressed.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not okay.
Because you have to factor in the Jets are just naturally depressed. But Dolphins can easily have a case for that.
Yes, you can.
We are
right
terrible.
Miserable
we are
franchises,
like we are miserable
Head-to-head with
franchises that are always going to be cursed in different ways. So I would like the title of most depressed right now. I would. Because I actually, even if Tua does come back, I am trying to sell myself on something. I expect Aaron Rodgers. I've seen like moments where Aaron Rodgers can be Aaron Rodgers.
He threw 3 interceptions.
Adam, here's the thing, is that everything that they have is based off of Aaron Rodgers, and we have not actually like seen the Jets put together a product that we can say, you know what, that could be a playoff team. You guys literally did that last year. You looked really good with very similar, if not the same team, correct?
Dude, you more than anyone have shit on the Dolphins late in seasons.
Adam, but you guys made the playoffs. You saw a product that beat really good teams earlier in the season last year.
I actually have never seen the Dolphins be able to beat a good team.
Adam, last year, you guys started off so hot and you saw a team that has promise and everything. Pat's team is a whole bunch. It's like, it's a myth. It's like this.
We should be
fictional,
so good.
The good playoff team, New York Jets, is a myth. It's a fictional creature.
I think the Jets are.
It's like the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. Like you don't know if they're actually good. You think that, but you don't have anything to prove that. You can prove with your team once Tua gets back that they can become a good football team. Pat has nothing to base it off of.
I think it's coaching. It's Robert Saleh is so the wrong guy to be in charge of that team. I said to you guys on the stream is like, it's the Jets are basically early Christianity where Aaron Rodgers is Jesus Christ and everybody else is just the apostles bending the knee to Aaron Rodgers.
It's such a good,
And like Robert Saleh is just Peter. Like he's not.
Who's Peter?
He's one of the apostles. He's just like his sidekick, and Aaron Rodgers is Jesus Christ.
I'm not a historian.
Yeah, well, you're a Jew, so that's probably why you don't know much about Christianity history. Well, I'm talking about religion. It's going to be about religion.
Peter's like Jesus.
He's his right-hand man.
Oh, his right-hand man.
And that's what Robert Saleh is. He shouldn't be the right-hand man. He's the head coach.
He should be God.
He should be God, but he's fucking the second guy. And then Nathaniel Hackett, don't get me started on him. Let's move on. I want to talk about fucking something.
All right, you're panicking. You're clearly by your
Judas.
tone, you're panicking, but we are both panicking, so we both.
Well, there are teams that have it worse than us that have one win.
That is true.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 teams right now with one win in the NFL, tied for the worst record in the league. Should we rank them?
Does any team? Oh, no team is.
No, Jags got their first.
Yeah, no team is winless. Wow.
Jags popped their cherry.
Yeah, can we rank them?
Yeah, let's rank every one-win team right now. There's 7 of them. We have the Patriots, Browns, Bengals, Titans, Jags, Rams, Panthers.
This should not be hard.
Panthers have one win.
Panthers do. Remember they fucking beat the shit out of the.
I forget who they beat already.
I forgot who they beat already as well.
It doesn't matter.
They put up like 40 points. Andy Dalton's first game. Oh, it's the Raiders.
The Raiders.
All right,
yeah.
number one's the Bengals.
Yeah, it's the Bengals.
I think they're like the best one-win team of all time.
Yeah, I still think the Bengals can make the playoffs.
I am not out on it yet. I would love to find a line out there and bet on that because I actually still think the Bengals are good. Their defense is trash, but that offense is still elite.
I feel so bad for every offensive player on the Bengals because they're fucking hooping the last few weeks, and the defense is just like, you guys can score 40, right?
So they just obviously lost to the Ravens, and they should have won. Sunday Night Football next week is Bengals at Giants.
If they lose to the Giants, it's panic button.
Well, I mean, they're already panicking. The panic button's been smashed, but I'm going to put $1 billion on the Bengals to win that game.
Yeah.
They lost by a point to the Chiefs. They lost in overtime to the Ravens.
But they played down the competition and up the competition.
And yes, which is what a not good team does. But they're the best of.
I'll tell you right now, and I said it. If the Bengals lose to the Ravens, but if they really lose to the Giants, T. Higgins, bye.
Yeah, T. Higgins looked great though.
He looked amazing.
I feel good about having him.
Number one is the Bengals. Number two,
I'm gonna go Rams because of injuries. I think they coming into the season.
We're still thinking of the Rams right now. They did beat the Niners.
They beat the Niners, and they've been in a lot of close games.
For me, it's either Jags or Rams.
We can't put Rams because of injuries.
No, okay, I would still take.
I'll go Rams.
Matt Stafford is the reason I would put them at.
Yes.
Sean McVay.
It's Jacoby Brissett, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, Will Levis, and Andy Dalton.
It's the Rams.
I don't care about anything else on the roster. Matt Stafford and the Rams.
3, I'll be honest, I think it's the Titans.
No, I think the Jaguars are better than the Titans.
I think the Titans are better.
Trevor Lawrence has actually showed me something this year. Will Levis has been fucking dog shit all year. Trevor Lawrence looked really good today.
I think last week you said that the Trevor Lawrence contract was worse than the Daniel Jones contract.
Daniel Jones looks pretty good.
He does look really good.
Yeah.
You are a perennial Trevor Lawrence hater.
And that shows you how fucking ass Will Levis is.
I'm also going to take the Jags here because let me just some names for you. Like you got Brian Thomas, awesome. Christian Kirk is always a quiet stud. Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby are
Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins, Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears.
I like all the guys.
L'Jarius Sneed.
Defense, Joshua Hines, Allen, and Trayvon Walker look really good.
L'Jarius Sneed, Jeffrey Simmons. Those are 6 pieces.
But we're still there's such a huge disparity in the quarterback level in talent between Trevor Lawrence and Will Levis. Trevor Lawrence isn't awesome by any means.
And yet they have one win and have looked terrible.
They look better than the Titans.
Almost beat the
Titans. Almost beat the Jets.
The Titans' only win is against the dog shit ass Dolphins, bro.
The Jags' only win is against the dog shit ass fucking Colts.
Colts are way better than the Dolphins right now.
Colts aren't dog shit, and the Jags also almost beat the Texans. Almost beat the Texans. Almost beat the Fins.
It's democracy. If you guys want to fucking do it, I think the Titans are a better team than the Jags.
I am going to do it. I think we do it,
dude.
We literally were saying the Jags are the worst fucking team, and now they win one game.
Also almost beat the Browns, but they lost to the Browns.
Yeah.
Give me the Jags at 3.
Jags at 3.
Titans at 4.
I'll give it to him. Give it to him. Let's just give it to him.
Dude, give me one bone.
Yeah, we're giving him a bone.
Fuck.
A little bone for my guy.
Dude, Will Levis is so bad.
Now it's the Browns.
I think I take the Panthers. I'll take the Panthers over the Browns right now.
That's crazy.
I don't think so.
There's so much talent on that team.
I've seen a game where
no, he's right. He's right. Dude, the Panthers are the worst roster in the NFL. You're way overlooking Andy Dalton.
The Panthers literally played the Panthers won one game.
So have every one of these teams.
No, I understand.
That is the worst argument you could have used.
You are talking about it as if the Panthers have looked sick. They've had one game.
But they've had a couple weeks where they actually have a competent offense. They just got
curb stomped by the goddamn fucking Bears.
Sneaky.
Dude. The Browns have gotten curb stomped almost every week.
No, he's right there. It's the Browns because there is still talent up and down that roster. That defense.
If you put Jameis in right now,
yes,
that team they're rattling off wins. That team is.
I agree.
It's definitely the Browns over.
And then it's the Panthers and then it's the Patriots.
Patriots are the worst team.
That's not even close. Yeah, the Patriots are terrible. But Jacoby Brissett, man, I would love for him to be my backup.
Tip your cap to Jacoby Brissett for doing what he does for Drake May. His career would be over if he had to play in this Patriots team right now.
Yeah.
So shout out Jacoby Brissett. You're doing God's work out there.
Wow.
Maybe we do see eye to eye on religion.
Potentially.
But Jacoby Brissett's less thans every single week is pretty free pick at this point.
Yeah, so is Jacoby Brissett. Is that what you just said, or did you say Will Levis?
I think I said Jacoby Brissett.
You said Jacoby.
Yeah. We're tired. I don't know what I said.
I heard Levis. I heard an S.
His
one win. Those one and win teams, man. Yeah. Congrats to the Jags for getting their first win.
Okay, and I want. It's not on our little docket, whatever. Is it crazy to say that I still think the Bengals can make the playoffs? I know they're 1-4.
No,
not crazy at all.
But at some point, you have to say. At some point, you have to really acknowledge why the Bengals are a bad team, and it has nothing to do with the offense. The offense is playing lights out. But didn't you say specifically?
Yeah, we said the defense is bad, but also Zach Taylor has to be the first coach fired out of any other coach in the NFL this year. It's been ever since the Super Bowl. His play calling and everything has been so vanilla and scared and not taking risks. Like today, all right, in the overtime period, right? Lamar fumbles the ball. You have really good field position after that, correct? Mm-hmm. And Joe Burrow, what's he done up to this point in the game? Thrown for 300-something yards?
I think it's 4 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns. He's thrown for 300-something yards, 5 touchdowns, had almost basically a perfect game, as good as you can ask for besides that pick on the last drive. And what does he do for 3 straight plays? He runs it up the fucking gut, right up the middle, with Zach Moss and Chase Brown.
I think they were expecting Evan McPherson to hit a field goal.
It was a 53-yarder they're lining up for. I know in the new NFL, that's like a 4 or 5 foot putt in golf, but you have to put the ball in the hands of your best player, especially when he's hot as he was.
You don't think Zach Moss is their best player?
Not necessarily.
No, I think you should definitely be trusting Joe Burrow to throw the ball there.
At least one of those plays, if you want to have a semblance of they think we're going to run it here, play action, roll Joe out and have him fucking hit somebody. Let Joe Burrow use his arm. I know it's a scary thing to do because, he could throw a pick here. It could really end the game for us. You know what happened? Evan McPherson missed the field goal and you lost the fucking game because you coached scared. And Zach Taylor's been coaching scared ever since they lost that Super Bowl. And he's the most vanilla play caller in the NFL. And it's like you have all this talent and you still, for 3 years in a row, start off looking so fucking bad.
That's what I was going to say.
Every single year.
The reason that
There's no excuse for that.
The reason, if I had to back up why you're saying Zach Taylor should be the first coach fired, is not necessarily about that specific play calling.
It's everything boiling up.
It's that this is now 3 years in a row, injuries or not, where this team has started slow. And at some point, there needs to be a scapegoat. And the scapegoat, the most likely scapegoat for anything, is your head coach. You have to have your team ready to play. I think he's part of a mishandling of the Jamar Chase situation. I don't know who their GM is. They've clearly mishandled the Jamar Chase situation.
He's balling again,
You are going to pay Jamar Chase no matter what. You can give him whatever the fuck he wants. He's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Just fucking pay him.
Yeah.
The entire situation has been mishandled. So over the last couple years, I think that Zach Taylor can be the main reason as to why the Bengals have started slow. You could point to Joe's injuries, whatever it might be. But he's the main reason. And so if things are going to change in Cincinnati, Zach's the first finger that needs to be pointed at.
He's supposed to be this like offensive like mastermind.
I don't know if he was.
He calls the plays on
the offense
offense
looks
for them.
good, man.
Was it
The
Brian
offense
Callahan
looks good.
last year, though? Was it the guy who's the head coach of, like, I don't know the ins and outs.
He was, yeah, but this year's supposed to be Zach Taylor.
I would like to throw Robert Saleh's hat in the ring for first coach to be fired.
Doug Peterson?
Doug Peterson's also up there, but they didn't have the expectations that the Bengals did. So if the
That's
Bengals dude, if they lose to the Giants, he has to get fired on the fucking spot.
I will say that. If Zach Taylor loses to the Giants, he probably
has to get
I don't
fired
see
on.
them doing it. I don't know anything.
He has to
enough,
get fired before the post-game presser if that happens.
That'd be cool if a team did that.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Can I flip it to a team with a head coach that is in his first year who is just might be the coach of the year?
I think I know where you're headed with this one, yeah.
I think
Quinn?
it's Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
Like Dan Quinn right now has the Washington Commanders
4-1.
4-1, first place in the NFC East.
With a rookie quarterback.
They look
The
so
Commanders
sick.
are winning the NFC East. Is that true or false? Like,
I
I don't. If I'm taking the field for whatever it's
Me
worth.
too.
I am going to take the field.
I'll take the Eagles and the Cowboys.
At some point, what goes up must come down. I don't believe what I'm seeing is them being an actual contender like I am with the Vikings. However, Jaden Daniels is fucking sick.
So sick.
Austin Eckler still can't run more than 45 yards downfield, but those first 25 yards, he still looks goddamn great. Terry McLaurin is coming into his own. Brian Robinson
They have a very deep offense.
is incredible. Here's what I'll say. If the Washington Commanders want to win the NFC East, they go out and trade for Devontae Adams.
I think that's a good take. I still think even without Devontae Adams, they can still win that division.
I think they could, but the Eagles have been decimated with injuries, and the Cowboys still at 3-2.
But that's also a factor, right?
Yeah.
And like the Cowboys, like we said, have no identity. The thing with the Commanders, I think that people are a little bit skeptical or weary on is their defense because the first 3 weeks of the year it looked bad. The last 2 weeks it's looked really good.
And Dan Quinn's the coach. That's his thing.
That's Dan Quinn is a defensive specialist. Like that's his thing. And if maybe I think the first 3 weeks it looked bad because it's the first 3 weeks under new head coach, new guys, new players. They have Bobby Wagner as their leader on defense.
I didn't realize that. I saw that today.
Like they have the guys and the coaching to be able to make this defense get better and better every single week. And I think that's going to continue to happen. You're going to see a Commanders defense with not a lot of studs or stars or whatever you want to say, but Dan Quinn knows how to coach a defense.
He's learning the personnel.
There's no better test. Next week, the Commanders play the Ravens in Baltimore.
Really? In Baltimore?
No better
that's
measuring
a huge
stick.
rivalry.
You don't even need to win whatsoever, but if you can stay competitive,
1 o'clock game.
Yeah.
What 1 o'clock game?
That's such a treat at 1 p.m.
That's awesome.
So
let's go.
That to me is your measuring stick game for the Commanders.
Yeah.
But I will just double down on it. If the Commanders go out and get Devontae Adams, which has said to be an option,
Is that anyone speculating?
Yeah,
that?
there was a speculation. It was speculative.
Okay.
It makes a lot of sense. Like you look at the Jets. Does Devontae Adams fix your problems?
I don't want him. 'Cause I don't
Yes
want
or
us
no?
to do
Does it
anything.
fix your problems?
No. Robert Sala's the problem.
If he goes to the Saints, I don't think it does anything. I don't think they can afford him. The Commanders could not be in a better spot right now to go add one of the most premier wide receivers of the last 6-7 years
Luke
in Devontae Adams.
McCaffrey's a solid talent, but he's not going to cut it as your wide receiver too if you're really going to contend.
It will only help Jaden grow, and Jaden is playing amazing if they go out and get him. I mean, like that. When you think of teams that are going all in, right? Like, and you have a quarterback on a rookie
Did
deal.
you just say the Commanders are going to go all in?
No. When I say that, it's like you have a quarterback on a rookie deal, and you can add talent.
Yeah, they
like,
got the money to do
when
it.
When you're like, okay, we're 4-1, we can go win this division. The NFC East hasn't had a repeat winner in
fucking do
forever.
it, yeah.
Go get Devontae Adams. He's available, and you could have him for 1 year, and then maybe you re-sign him. But He would look sick.
Talk about just like the biggest fumble ever going to the name Commanders. Like their uniforms are so cool. Their color scheme's so sweet.
I don't think Commanders is that bad.
I fucking hate it.
It's fine.
Their nickname is the Communists.
Red Tails would have been sick.
Commies.
Red Tails would have been sick.
Yeah, there are a lot of other.
No, I like the
Tails.
Washington Brigade.
You know what I like? I honestly really like the football team.
Yeah, no.
I kind of fucked with it.
WFC?
Just the Washington football team. But again, just really quick on the Commanders. One of the reasons I think they can win the division too is because Jaden Daniels, like obviously he's not going to be able to keep up with that pace of completion percentage, everything. But if you look at his throws, man, he's so insanely accurate, and that's not something you can just like teach.
Yeah,
you either have it or you don't. He fucking has it, man. They're a super balanced offense with Eckler and Brian Robinson running the ball. Like they're just a really well-rounded offense with a offensive coordinator in Cliff Kingsbury who he's so fucking smart. He knows how to dial up offenses against any defense.
You were also saying he can't keep this up, but he also will only get better. He's 5 games into his NFL career.
Dude,
and he's going to improve week by week.
And you know what I love about him is that we all know he can run, and he's a disgusting runner, but he specifically said, he goes, no, like, I'm going to be the quarterback of this offense. I'm going to throw the ball. Things break down. Yeah, I'm going to use my legs, and it's going to be fucking awesome.
Like, what do you have, 80 yards today on the ground?
He's not, I love, too, about Daniels that he's not like an emotional, get like too crazy hyped up or whatever guy.
I don't know anything about the guy.
He just does his business, keeps his mouth shut, and fucking hoops.
Jack sent us this stat today, but Jaden Daniels is currently the first player ever in NFL history with 1,000 passing yards and 250-plus rushing yards in his first 5 games.
That's pretty good.
That's crazy.
I'm shocked that Lamar
That's insane.
I guess he never threw the ball when he was a rookie. Cam Newton, though?
I like the Commies. I think the Commies are a team that the entire NFL fan base can rally around, right?
No one hates Washington.
They've been so bad for so long. I'm happy for them.
That's my number 2 team right now. Yeah.
Like might be number 1 soon.
Very soon could be the number 1 team.
Do we want to talk about the Vikings? I mean,
what else do we? I mean, as gross as as bad as the Vikings played for the last 3 quarters of that game against the Jets, this did solidify for me that the Vikings are Super Bowl contenders.
I will clip the shit out of that for you. You need that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
People are just coming for your throat.
Yeah, they're coming. Resume. Yeah, all over it. But the reason being for that is that we have seen the Vikings for the first 4 weeks of the year play flawless football, both sides of the ball. Just perfect football, offense buzzing, defense buzzing. They looked like a fucking wagon. This week, they looked super gettable. Sam Darnold did not play like I was literally saying last week he was the MVP. This week, he looked far from that.
Yep.
Aaron Jones went down. They scored 6 points in the last 3 quarters of the game after going up 17-0. Almost blew the lead to the Jets. But good teams, great elite teams win games where you don't look good, where you
find ways to win.
Kind of look like shit for most of the game, where you weren't the better team. I think the Jets, maybe you could argue they probably weren't the better team, but like it was pretty on par. You find a way to close out a game when you're not playing at your best. They're playing C+ level football, the Vikings, and they found a way to close out that game with the defense, with a couple field goals, and that like they figured a way out to win. And that's if you are a great elite team, you don't have one recipe to win. You have a fucking cookbook.
I'm still not buying it. I think
that's why they're Super Bowl contenders.
If the Vikings win the Super Bowl, I'll shave my head and dye it purple. We'll put it in the clip.
But you won't have any.
You'll dye your whole head purple?
No, like I'll shave it, but it won't be like a clean shave.
Oh, you won't.
But then it'll be like
Joe Burrow,
but purple. Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah,
maybe I'll do it with you.
Yeah, but the Vikings, they're a really, 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 really good team. I just think that they're capped at their ceiling. Like I don't think
their defense is going to keep them in every single game.
It's funny because I said this and. The last 3 games for the Vikings told me that they were a good team, but I didn't think they'd be a great team. And the way that they were able to win this game told me that the Vikings are actually a great team and an actual contender. Because again, when you're not playing well, great teams find ways to win. They won it with their defense.
Yeah. If they were kind of a fraudulent 4-0 team, they find a way to lose that game.
Correct.
They let Aaron Rodgers do what he did his entire career, come back to win on a last-minute drive.
Would have been so cool.
And they fucking picked him off.
They should have given up a touchdown. Garrett Wilson was wide open. Aaron Rodgers threw the ball 10 yards over.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
I don't mean to pivot quickly, but I do think that Bills-Texans was a massive AFC
we do have to talk about that
type game where a lot of implications, given that was like a measuring stick for like how good are the actual.
Well, whoever won that game was going to be 4-1. The loser 3-2.
Probably best team in the AFC outside of the Chiefs.
Yeah. So high level thoughts, Bills Texans.
I know some people are going to be like, oh, maybe the Bills 3-0 start was a little bit of a fluky whatever. Dude, Josh Allen just went 9 for 30, had his by far his worst game as a pro, and they took the Texans in Houston toe-to-toe for a last-second field goal. Like,
and they gave it to him also.
They did. That was the worst clock management I've ever seen in my life.
Management ever.
I know the Bills are going to be fine, but I'm concerned about them.
I mean, Josh Allen's look awful the last 2 games.
He just looked like he has nowhere to throw, but no one.
But he does, bro. He
really doesn't.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have any.
Khalil Shakir's his one, bro.
And he wasn't. Khalil Shakir wasn't there. And
Keenan
yes,
Coleman's
maybe,
kind of coming now.
I don't believe that because
catch.
Khalil Shakir was out, that's why the passing game was not as dominant as we've seen in past. They also said that. Because there was articles obviously coming out because they played Stephon Diggs and it was the revenge game and all the narratives leading up to it, that it came out at some point where, as we know, the rationale was maybe we can do this thing without Stephon Diggs. Maybe we actually don't need an elite pass-catching option. But the truth is, I still think the Bills need an elite pass-catching option.
Every team does.
I don't care who you are. Patrick Mahomes has still had it his entire career. Even if you drafted Rashee Rice has looked amazing with Patrick Mahomes.
And he's also had Travis Kelce.
I was going to say Travis Kelce, that guy.
So I think there needs to be reason for concern with the Bills because, look, they're going to have weeks where they're as dominant as it gets. When they're playing at home in Highmark or whatever that stadium is called, they look incredible. But when they go on the road and they get punched in the mouth a little bit differently and have to go up against a team that is forcing you to throw the ball, I just don't trust it. And that's, I think, what we saw with Josh Allen. 9 of 30.
Yeah.
So that worries me. It's like the Ravens. It's the opposite of the Ravens, right? I said that about the Ravens, and the Ravens just came out and threw the ball a fuck ton of times and looked amazing.
Yeah. Another take I have on this game is that, like, for the last 2 weeks against the Bills and the Jaguars, the Texans nearly blew, like, a pretty big lead. To lose.
I'm not sold on the Texans at all.
Yeah, they're 4-1, but they don't
fraudulent 4-1.
Yeah, they don't look like a strong fucking.
But but isn't that a very similar?
No, you got. I didn't like your guys' take on that either with like the win ugly thing. No, like the great teams fucking dominate.
No, I don't agree.
I mean, obviously not week in week out, but the Texans
dominated and won ugly.
The Texans haven't dominated anybody yet, have they? Have they had a dominant win yet?
I don't think so.
No, like maybe their most dominant win was against the Bears, and they barely
won games, and it's been 5 weeks.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know.
I agree with you. I don't think the Texans are as dominant as we projected them to be, but
your record is your record.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, like the talking heads like us can talk all we want of they're a fraudulent 4-1,
but they're fucking.
But they're 4-1. They're the second best team in the AFC, and you can't take that away from them. Josh Allen though, so concussed, and they just trotted him back out.
Smelling salts are crazy.
If that was Tua, it's the media world was having a field day.
Well, I mean, Tua's head's a puddle. He wouldn't have been able to stand up from that.
But if they saw him had his head hit, and then if they saw his head hit the floor and then came back in,
well, I'm just saying Tua wouldn't have been able to stand up. He would have been carted off.
No, that's true. No, it's true.
Yeah, I like your just no shoes socks.
Yeah, it's just way more comfortable. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, so again, your biggest takeaway from Bills Texans is about the Bills.
The Bills. I think that if they lose to the Jets next week, then what? Fuck! I kind of wish the Bills won.
Yeah,
that's
horrible. There's no way they lose 3 in a row.
Not a shot.
Fuck.
But there's no way you lose 3 in a row, right?
There's such a way the Jets lose 3 in a row.
I'm trying.
I know now.
But we both know where his head's at.
I'm not biting. Yeah.
Do we want to talk the Seahawks Giants game before we begin kind of hitting?
You had a take on it about how this loss was potentially the Seahawks lost to the Giants, potentially the worst loss for any team this year.
If I think of the
tee it up.
There's a lot of context to there, but I think the Seahawks loss to the Giants was probably the worst loss of the season
for any team.
Because when I think of the actual games and the way teams have played, the way we projected teams, the Seahawks. When they went up against the Lions, you were like, okay, yes, the Lions are still a good team, but they put up a lot of points. Maybe this team is legit. Maybe they're not, Jack. You may not have been buying it, but at 3-1, that offense looked pretty damn good. I was
buying it. I know their defense didn't look good, but their whole defensive line was hurt against the Lions. So I was like, all right, well, Geno and then still put up fucking points.
So we're projecting, obviously, the Seahawks. They're going to come out. We came here, said literally clean sweep.
At home against the Giants.
At home.
No Malik.
Lumen is a tough place to play. Then the Giants come in with no Malik Neighbors.
No Devin Singletary.
No Devin Singletary. Tyrone Tracy, literally nobody's. And also, you could say curb stomp. If you win by more than 7 points in the NFL, that's a curb stomp.
And it was 29-20, but one of the touchdowns that the Seahawks had was a 101-yard fumble return at the goal line, which could be a 14-point swing. If that's the case and it's called a touchdown,
37-13 or 36-13.
36-13.
So when I say worst loss of the season, obviously you could point to letdown spots and everything, but this was knowing what we knew about the Seahawks offense, what people in our comments would say about how are the Seahawks real, for real? Are they contenders? All this shit.
They're
and
not.
we were like saying they weren't, but I'm just saying the Giants, I think we were projecting to be so low, and the Seahawks were like, maybe this team is legit.
I also think the Giants are better than people want to admit.
Sure, but maybe they're not, and they just played incredibly well. So I think, I don't think there's much to talk about it with it, but I think that Seahawks loss against the Giants might be the worst loss that I can remember of the first 5 weeks because of just the context around those two teams.
In my opinion, the last 2 weeks have exposed the Seahawks as a team that they can put up points with anyone. They can fucking score.
I don't know if they can. They didn't do it with the Giants.
Yo, do we get a Bengals-Seahawks game at any point this season?
That would be a fun one.
I would just love to hammer the over. Yeah,
but
it'd be really fun.
I think the Seahawks defense is going to be the biggest downfall of why they're not real contenders, why I don't think they'll win a playoff game.
No.
You can't, especially with the way that football is being played this year, with a premium on defense and being able to stop the pass, they can't do that. Yeah. So I don't see, like, it was the most fraudulent 3-0 start of all time, and we're kind of seeing that now.
Yeah.
Like, they're not, I don't even know if they'll make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Boy, do they have a bounce back chance though against the Niners.
I want us to begin wrapping up. There's a few other things to talk about, but high level thoughts of the Broncos. Obviously, the Broncos are 3-2.
I'll take this one because I did their record prediction and I also shit on Bo Nix. So I had the Broncos going, I think 4-13 in my preseason record prediction. They're already at 3 wins. I still think they're ass.
You still think the Broncos are ass?
I still think they're ass. They beat the Raiders. The Raiders are one of the worst teams in the NFL. Can we agree on that?
They're not good, yeah.
They beat the Jets by 1 point. They had 60 passing yards in the game. It was a rainy game. It was a weird one. They didn't look good in that game. I'm not buying it yet. They don't have any pieces on the offense. Like Cortland Sutton is their best weapon in that offense. Bo Nix has looked okay. He's progressing, but he had 60 yards last week. It's not like he's taking many steps.
Yeah.
And it's just that like none of the wins have impressed me that much. I am still I will readjust my prediction to having them maybe get 6 wins, but that is as much as I will give them.
I have one kind of take on the Broncos why I think that they're not a bad team. I think they're going to be like in the hunt for the wild card all year long. Their defense is fucking
ridiculous.
Ridiculous. It's an insanely good defense. I think Pat Surtain's probably the best corner in football at this point, to be real. Like,
he kind of always was in there.
Sauce Gardner's been a fucking bitch recently. I don't know what is up with him, bro.
Their defense has been awesome. Like, and okay, this is gonna sound crazy when it comes out of my mouth. Don't say anything. Just like let me get into this thought. Okay. Bo Nix is kind of like Temu Drew Brees, where Temu, he's like Temu Drew Brees.
They do.
Where it's like Walmart brand almost. Yeah. Where he's a guy that's like Drew Brees obviously was like a gunslinger, he could fucking throw it, but like very, very good at managing the game, controlling the offense, not going to turn the ball over, completes passes at a super high rate. That's what Bo Nix was known to do in college. That's what he's doing in the NFL. He's getting better every single week. And with that defense, all you got to do is score about 20 a game.
He had a 26.8 QBR.
Today?
Uh-huh.
What was the stat line?
Which I don't really understand because he was 19 of 27, 206, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Dude, QBR is the dumbest stat on earth.
How do you have a 26.8
Never share QBR with me.
But a 117 passer rating.
Never share QBR
117 passer rating is awesome.
Never, ever share a QBR stat with me again, Adam. I don't care about it.
So to really buy in on the Broncos, because I know the last 2 weeks before this week, their defense looked really, really good, and that's one of them games I need to see a week where their offense actually kind of controlled the game, and Bo Nix looked like he could really manage the offense. I think he can do it. Sean Payton's got his Drew Brees 2.0, his Temu Drew Brees, whatever, and it's working.
I'm not buying
it. They have like good, like you loved the fact that Bo Nix was kind of jawing at Sean Payton on the sideline.
Yeah, that was fun.
Like,
that was fun.
I feel like that shows like a level of respect though. It's like good for a rookie to start doing that.
It's confidence. I think that's what it shows. But I also think the Broncos, the reason the Broncos are going to be a team that's in the hunt is because what we are seeing in 2024 NFL, in this 2024 NFL season, is it is not pass heavy. And you are having an emphasis on the ground game and on defense, and that fits right into the mold of the Chargers. That fits right into the mold of the Broncos, and that's probably why or a team like the Bengals are potentially 1-4, right? Where offense they could throw the lights out of the ball, they can put up points with anyone, but they don't have the most aggressive ground game, and they don't have a good defense, and therefore they're 1-4. So I think the reason the Broncos are going to be in the hunt, and the reason the Broncos are going to be a team that exceeds our expectations is because they can just execute. I fucking hate it. I don't like Sean Payton. I think he's an arrogant little fuck face, and Drew Brees made him but you got to give credit where it's due.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm a clown and I chase the sexy object and I see the Broncos offense and I see just absolute trash on it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing for me to look at and be like, wow, look at that. But your Bengals argument there was a really good one. And it's making me think, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. It's what we do here. Sometimes
Still need to see more. We're only 5 games in.
Sometimes we're wrong, but
they're hot right now.
They're hot.
You want to know the best part about the Broncos, though?
What?
Wasn't even their win itself was not even the best part about their game.
There was something historic that happened in this Broncos game.
It's literally never happened in this millennium.
What are you guys talking?
It has not happened, and I don't even know when the last time this happened. It was
2000s? Nope.
I would say this is a really big moment in history.
I think it's a big moment
for people like us to remember. Yeah.
What is it?
Adam?
Jack?
A white corner got a pick today. A white cornerback on the Denver Broncos got an interception. This is monumental.
Riley Moss. And his last name's Moss.
If you had to guess where he went to college, where would you say?
Iowa.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there were 2 of them.
A white corner had an interception. There's a chance.
Why did Cooper DeJean get all the hype? And like I've never even heard of this Riley Moss.
I like Riley Moss's name way more.
Cooper DeJean's a fucking sick name.
I think Riley Moss is sick.
It is a
Riley.
name,
Shout out. Like, it's definitely for sure happened in the past. I know back in the day that definitely happened. But it's been a while. So good for him.
Never say never.
Someone had to do it. Someone had to break the seal and shout out Riley Moss for getting it done. And it is cool that his last name is Moss. Was it a cool interception or was it a can
sick.
of corn?
Do you want to react to it quickly?
Yeah,
It was
show
pretty
him.
sick.
I would like to see it. It was like an actual cool play.
It was a Moss.
I would like to see it.
was-
Like
Did he pick off Gardner or Aiden?
Don't know.
We're watching Minshew. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. He went up and got that motherfucker. Those Broncos jerseys are so sick.
So sick.
nice.
That might be the best jersey in football.
The problem is, though, he's wearing long sleeves, so you can't see how white he actually is, but he's fully white.
Show Pat his little headshot.
Yeah, no, he's full
I would like to
Caucasian.
see Riley.
Yeah.
Full Caucasian.
Can we go on record? I'm going to say the Broncos jerseys that were today are the best in football.
Today the best ones, yeah.
No, like best ones. Or the Jags ones were so
The Jag ones are really good.
I'm really looking forward.
That is not only a white
Wow, that
Riley
is
Moss,
Riley
that is
Moss.
a guy that could be from California.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he for sure surfs.
I'm really looking forward to the time period that's coming soon where we're going to be trotting out early 2000s as throwbacks.
Yeah.
Which is what we saw with the Jags.
It's my favorite Dolphins jersey.
It's going to make us feel a little old, but the Jets are doing it this year too. We're breaking out our 2000s.
Like this logo to me is my
That's
favorite.
gonna hit, yeah.
The Jets are breaking it out, so that's going to make us feel old, but I'm actually really excited for
It's
it.
gonna be fun.
I want us to wrap up quickly with, we didn't talk about the Bears, but Caleb Williams' best game as a Bear.
Against the Panthers.
You beat the team in front of you. I am really happy for Caleb Williams. I have many friends who are Bears fans, and I do root for the Bears because they're similar to the Jets. They have always been looking for a quarterback to break them out of the slump that they've been in for 50 years.
Yep.
And Caleb Williams is far and away the best chance they're going to have at that. And he was balling today. Yeah. And who did he get involved the most?
DJ Moore.
Revenge
game. I don't know why we didn't bet all of his overs.
James did and made a lot of money off of it.
Yeah.
But that is exactly what we were saying last week was, hey, DJ Moore, help out your fucking rookie quarterback and go make a play, get yourself open, stop being a diva on the sideline. And Caleb Williams did his job of getting the ball to his open number one wide receiver. Shout out the Bears. Bears are 3-2.
That's the Bears offense that we were all thinking we would see like week one. It's a rookie quarterback, man. It's going to take a little time. Maybe if we see that Bears offense the whole rest of the year, though, watch out.
Yep.
Would you guys expect all of our teams to be worse than the Bears in week 5?
I hate that. Oh, my God. Tycho and James are going to come back.
No. Had to think about that one. No.
Didn't think that.
Hopefully they'll focus on the Hoosiers.
I also started thinking because I'm starting to feel a little delusional because it's 2:07 in the morning.
Oh, wrap it up.
Yeah,
So,
you seem dead, man.
I'm worried about my drive home.
I'm worried about Randy's drive home.
Yeah, oh my God.
Bro,
so
when
far.
last week when we recorded, it was like I literally came from Switzerland to here, and I was like all in shambles. I felt like I was like,
Well, let's wrap it up then.
Shouldn't have my
let's
keys.
wrap it up. That'll wrap up our week 5 recaps episode. That was a good one. A lot of action-packed stuff. A lot of good thoughts. As always, Wednesday will be our Capitaine episode where we will play some games. We didn't get to something that we wanted to do, which is superlatives.
We'll save it.
So we'll save it for Wednesday's episode. I think there's a lot to talk about there.
We'll do first team all pro.
First team all pro. Yeah, we'll do the fun stuff. Yes, Pat.
Bet on the Mets. This is coming out on Monday. We play Tuesday at home in Citi Field.
That's gonna be insane.
I'm gonna try to figure out how to go. It's so much money, but I'm gonna try to figure out how to get there. It'd probably be like a $700 expense, but fuck it. I want to go.
With us,
it would be really, really cool. Like this is the team.
Yeah. But I'm looking at World Series tickets just for funsies. They're like they're like $1,300. I'm like, I got that.
Me looking at couldn't be me looking at World Series.
Well, it's also like if I buy them, then like they don't make it, then I just get my money back. So like, why not get ahead of it and get it now instead of waiting when like all the hype's there?
You just do it.
Yeah. So I think
you should place all that money for the tickets on the Mets tomorrow.
So that's a good idea. Well, I also have if the Mets win the World Series, then my ticket's paid for because I have a future for $1,300.
Pat, I think you should take us out.
I always do these kind of like things that make no sense. If you don't feel well, drink some water, take some Tylenol, and eat some chips.
And don't put a Zin in.
We'll see you on Wednesday for our cafeteria. Love you.
Bye.
Caps Off is brought to you by Better, starring Adam Spachnik, Jack Perotti, and this guy Pat right now, who we don't know if we're officially giving a seat to.
Cool.
Make sure to check out our socials at Caps Off Pod on Instagram and Caps Off Podcast on TikTok. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at the link in the description. And as always, be sure to download Better and play Better Picks with promo code CAPSOFF to play the best daily fantasy football app on the market.